This is Grand Jedi Master Siko Barak, Alderaan Base, Rebel Legion, and you're watching the Dark Side Chats with the great Lord Bruticus.
Well, we're here with a gentleman by the name of Adam Scott, who obviously is a member of the 501st, but I think he's also a little bit more than that. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm the PR officer for the New England Garrison of the 501st Legion. It's a worldwide costuming organization. We have nearly 5,000 members worldwide, all pulled together out of our love for the Star Wars saga and the costumes.
Great. That's excellent. Now, as PR officer, what does that entail?
Most of the time it's making contacts, reaching out to different charity organizations and seeing what kind of events they would like us to be doing in order to benefit them. We've done everything from Jimmy Fund and Toys for Tots to Autism Speaks and the Paw Sox Charitable Foundation. So you name it, we've probably been at an event for it.
That's great. It's because of guys like you, then, that the 501st appears at charity events and events that they appear at. That's great.
I'd like to think so.
That's wonderful. Well, as a member of the 501st, and I've interviewed members of the 501st and Rebel Legion and Mandalorian Mercs on the show before, and I always like to ask, what are some of your favorite memories trooping and being at conventions?
Well, I've only been a member for the past, closing in on the 2-year mark. So everything from... We've had events where Darth Vader's thrown out the first pitch at a Paw Sox game, so that was just major for us, seeing that kind of thing, to going through hospitals and seeing some of the children where you know that it's not going to be much longer for them,
right.
But seeing Darth Vader, seeing the stormtroopers walk through the room, it puts a huge smile on their face, and just that moment of happiness. Just those are the kind of memories that reverberate when you're dealing with the Legion.
That's what the Legion is all about, really, is charity work.
That's what I think so.
That's
yeah.
what I admire most about the 501st. I'm just hats off and awe-inspired.
We don't take a dime for anything that we do. Everything goes back to a charity organization, or it's all to benefit somebody. Everything. Some of our costumes are, to be quite frank, ridiculously expensive. That's all out of pocket. We don't get reimbursed for this. This is all because of between our love for the films and the charity work that we do.
It's a labor of love.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for taking the time and being here on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, I almost forgot to ask the question that I ask every guest on the show, and that is, if you could ask or tell George Lucas one thing, what would that be?
Ditch the flannel.
Ditch the flannel.
Ditch the flannel.
His trademark shirt?
His trademark shirt, you know what? I think that he should probably just go with like a green screen shirt, so that way he can just CGI his entire wardrobe. It's what he seems to like to do to the movies anyway. I think that he should try to find a way to apply it in real life and just CGI his wardrobe. So ditch the flannel, go completely CGI.
Spoken like a true TIE pilot. Great. Thank you very much. Well, continuing our little tradition of interviewing fans of Star Wars here at Super Megafest in Framingham, Massachusetts, my next guest is none other than a previous guest here on the show, a good friend of mine. He is a Jedi slime ball, however, he is not dressed that way this time. His name is Siko Barak, and he first appeared, I believe, or appeared in person on the Dark Side Chats as a telephone guest in episode number 8. So here now, without further ado, is Jedi slime ball, Master Siko Barak. And here he is. Welcome to the Dark Side Chats once again, my friend. Please have a seat.
You too.
And I see that you are dressed in a original Star Trek Captain Kirk type shirt. That must mean that you are a Trek fan as well.
Oh yeah, that's what they call us, Trekkies.
Trekkies.
Yes.
Okay, or Trekkers. You know, I kind of like Trek, not as much as Star Wars, but I believe Trekker is the preferred term, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously you're a yellow shirt, so you're not one of these red-shirted people that are going to die suddenly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. So, as we can see then, there isn't a great divide. As in the movie Fanboys, it kind of illustrated a tremendous divide between Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans. Like, there's no happy medium. But as Jedi Slimeball, Master Siko Barak here demonstrates, there are Trek fans and Star Wars fans that, well, some of them are fans of both.
Yes.
And so, not to dive into the whole Star Trek universe very much, after all, this is a Star Wars show.
Well, let's take the shirt off and
no, that's okay. You can spare us that. Yeah, you will keep your shirt on. Now, However, what is it about Star Trek that keeps you as a fan, as well as out of Star Wars? Is there like a commonality that causes you to like both?
Well, you know what it was when I was a little boy. Star Wars was my whole thing. When I was growing up, you know, it was like I wanted to be a Jedi. So Obi-Wan, of course, was my favorite. So I wanted to be more like Obi-Wan. And as time went by, I started watching Star Trek, and I'm like, well, I want to be like Captain Kirk. You know, he gets all the girls. Obi-Wan doesn't get all the girls. You know, so, you know, commonality, thinking to yourself, you're thinking, you know, like you said, there's a divide. And I've known people that badger Star Wars because they like Star Trek more. Well, you know, I like both.
Right, same here. But to me, Star Wars is a lot more fun because you have a lot more things to do. For example, the Force. None of that in Star Trek. Lightsabers. None of that in Star Trek. Yep. They have blasters, if you will, phasers that shoot a continuous beam of energy. No laser bolts. Laser bolts are more fun. You can bat them back at people. You know.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You just can't do that. But you know, Star Trek.
We have to stun you. That's my Chekhov impersonation.
We have to stun you. I'm very sorry to do that. Yeah, Vasily Popov doing Chekhov, perhaps. We have to stun you. So very sorry. But you know, there are some things about Star Trek that I would think that in Star Wars, likewise, you don't have. For example, Kirk getting all the women. I'm not sure who the ladies' man in Star Wars would be.
I would probably say younger Obi-Wan.
Younger Obi-Wan's the ladies' man, really?
Well, I don't really know. I've never seen him. Well, his character probably, but I really don't think Obi-Wan himself, you know, as a ladies' man. Maybe, I don't know. Who would probably be? Han Solo.
Han Solo, probably, or maybe even Lando.
Yeah. Lando, the old scoundrel. I would. He'd say he picks up a lot of hairy women. Not a lot of women in his time.
A lot of hairy women?
Yeah.
Well, to each his own.
Well, he did say to Chewbacca.
Okay. Oh, I won't go there. And, well, you know, I've asked you this before, but I'm going to ask you, maybe you'll have a different answer this time. If you could ask or tell George Lucas one thing, what would that be?
Give me a job.
Okay, I've asked him that, but yeah, in fact, you're the third person to say that now.
No, actually, what I would say to George is that, you know, I'm thankful for everything you've done, you know, for making great 6 trilogies, making the Star Wars what it is, because, you know, Seiko Burek, my character, will not be what it is today, and I am a Grand Jedi Master. Self-employed will rank myself after Yoda passed, but I would have to say that make 7, 8, and 9, you know, or even if you don't want to make it, let the fans make it, you know, and then we'll send you your approval if you want to make it into a film. Because I'm begging you, I want to see what happened to Boba Fett. I know he's alive.
Big Boba Fett fan here. He's a self-professed Mandalorian fanatic.
And Jeremy Bullock actually said to me in person that he would play Boba Fett again if you gave him the opportunity to play Boba Fett again. And I guess he's going to be in another fan film playing as Boba Fett.
Well, please do keep me advised about that, and I can keep the viewers here advised about that. That would be great. And we'll look for Jeremy Bullock as Boba Fett in a fan film.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Sean, it's been a pleasure. Sean Connaughton as Jedi Slimeball, Master Seiko Burek as James Kirk, as, well, maybe James Kirk on beer, perhaps?
Or you can look up on my MySpace page as Tiberius Riker. That's what all this is all about. Tiberius Riker is my character as Captain Kirk's long-lost son, who is actually Will Riker's son. It's a long story, but if you look at my page on MySpace on Tiberius Riker, you'll find out everything you want to know about my character.
Thanks for being on the show.
Oh, no problem. And I wanted to show you something before we left. Did I leave it in?
One last thing before we leave.
Oh, yeah, I think I left it.
If you can find it.
Yeah, I think I left it upstairs. Oh, well, don't worry about it. May the dark side be with you always.
Until next time. In the fun universe of geekdom, there seems to be a rift between Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans. Why do you think that is? Put your answer in the comments section. Until next time, may the dark side be with you always.
Give yourself to the dark side.
The Star Wars Kid, Part 2.